Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Monday morning, July 20th. We are looking at the last 3 days of the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And nothing's really changed. We are in a 3-day balance. The one thing that looks like it's possibly changing with just over an hour to go prior to the open is we went out with a price probe on Friday. This will be the first time in 4 price probes we are not gapping to the direction of the price probe. Right now, we're looking to open in balance, in value, instead of gapping higher, which would mean the price probe would be rejected. Now, those other gaps have all been filled the same day. So it's not like we've gapped and go at all as we keep getting sucked back into this huge balance. We're towards the top of an 8-week balance. I'm calling this a 3-week balance, but as you can see, if I was to make these smaller, we're really, especially if we take out the bottom of this 3-day balance, will be encompassed in this entire balance. So let's go over destinations and a game plan for this morning. So right now on the upside, our first destination is my pre-market high of 321.49. Then we have Friday's high of 322.57, 323.04, which now is a weekly high, and then the monthly high on top of the 8-week balance of 323.41, and then 324.61 daily high. So another hurdle has been put in for the bulls. Not only is it a 3-day balance, but it now, the top of it encompasses the intermediate time frame, which is a weekly high. Makes it a little more difficult. For the downside, my first destination, right now it's still an hour to go. I got to say L's high, which is the price probe base at 322.30. We open below that, it is rejected. Then we had 321.97, which was 9 wide. If we open below it, it will become an upside destination. Then the afternoon pullback low, we're trading exactly right there. Very visual, 320.91. Below that, we have Friday's low of 319.74. Pre-market low of 319.62, and then a daily low and poor low of 319.09, and that's important because if you come out of the 3-day balance to the downside and get acceptance, and that is the key word. Acceptance is the key word. It's one thing to take it out and come right back into balance. If you take it out and get accepted, and by that I mean you start having single prints and a trend day down. You start one-time framing down. You don't get back into the 3-day balance. Well, then we're going to test this price probe, which held very nicely 2 days last week. But the more you get into it, the more acceptance you get. And at some point, you'll trade this entire range and test this price probe. And then if you do that, you have the afternoon pullback and then the poor low. So, I'm sorry, this was the poor low. I apologize. And then you would have the 312 daily, weekly low. So that's a weekly low now. So it's important for bulls to not take out Friday's low, take out the bottom of the balance, and get accepted into here. If you do, you're going to start testing a weekly low. So game plan for this morning. Again, imbalance, in value. Now, a lot of people have asked me to try to give them the strike prices I'll play. Now, generally, I used to play on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'd play Friday's expiration, and then starting Thursday, the following Friday. For the past month or so, I've been trading the nearest expirations, and I'm going to continue to do that for now. So until you hear otherwise, so today I'll be playing today's expirations. Now, I can give you where I'm looking to trade early, but that's going to change probably dramatically before the opening or once we open. Right now, I look to be playing the 323 puts, doing that against last week's high. I always like to play in the money for the most part. As far as calls, I'd play either 320 calls against Friday's low or possibly 319 calls against the poor low. So those are what I'll be trading. I'll try to write down, I mean, the day, you know, it's pretty tiring talking all day, educating and trading. That's why I've been writing down my trades so I don't try not to forget them. I'll try to write down the strike prices I use also during those trades. So, game plan for this morning. Imbalance, in value. There's not much of a trade here right now. A market imbalance is waiting for more market-generated information, plain and simple. Right? I went looking for trades on Friday, and it cost me. Now, can you take a trade against the afternoon pullback low? Of course you can. However, it's not the same effect as it would be on Friday. Right? Friday, you can tell that sellers had their chance early, never really challenged the low at all. This would have been a nice trade because you had either E's low out or certainly an I against H's low. But now with the market opening, and we're going to probably open unchanged right now to down, that doesn't have as much power as far as to lean on. You can, but my out would be below E's low or value low. Same on a put. You can take a put play up to, say, M's low. We know how M acts the next day. If we get up to M's low and it fails, well, again, it's not a bad short, and you could ride it back down to value low. You get accepted into M, we know the deal and the drill. It usually trades the entire range. Just remember, both these trades are your worst of your risk reward because you're in balance in value. Again, if you're in CamelbackTrading.org's voice channel room, you'll be getting up-to-the-date trade ideas and what we're looking for throughout the trading day. Quickly on the charts. Monthly. One time framing up, 2 weeks to go in the month. The only goal left is to take out last month's high and get acceptance over it before we go for the all-time high. Plain and simple. Now, weekly. This is why things are so important here. We closed towards the top of it, and that's impressive, and I also like the way, the nice stem it had. But we can't get above it. Stretching it won't do it. You need acceptance. We need to close above 320, 341. At some point, I've said this many times, if that does not happen, you're going to roll over. And when you do roll over, first off, 312 will be your first destination, right, which is $9 away. Even more importantly than that, if you take that out, then the bottom of this 8-week balance would be your next destination, which is in the mid-290s. So I think the bulls, you can't continue to knock on the door without being let in. Plain and simple. They have to do it sooner rather than later. That's how I feel on that. And then on the daily, same thing. It's a 3-day balance, just like you saw in the profile. But if you take out Thursday's low and get accepted below it, and that's a poor low, then you encompass yourself in this whole thing here. You don't want to do that. You want to stay in the 4-day balance. The low of that is 317.16, and at some point get accepted above last month's high. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll speak and recap at 4 p.m.